I'm going to show you how we fix a Freightliner CPC4. Our customer stated they had intermittent issues with the throttle not working, and sometimes the truck wouldn't start at all. First, let's test it to confirm the faults. For our bench testing, we're going to be using the AutoVey hardware to interact with the common powertrain controller and the Truck Explorer for the software. So let's connect. And we are getting a failed ECU communication error. If you're experiencing an intermittent issue with your CPC4, here's a trick you can use to make it temporarily work. Now in our case, we're going to be using this trick to communicate with the CPC4, but this might be enough to get your truck temporarily started to move it to a better location. And what I'm doing here essentially is heating up the processor chip for about 20 seconds with our heat gun, and I will explain why this works in more details later on in the video. All right, that's about 20 seconds. Now let's try connecting again. Okay, here we go. It looks like it is connecting. I'm going to quickly try to pull the error codes because I don't know how long this quick fix is going to work for. All right, let's take a quick look at our codes. I'm most worried about this bottom error, which is saying Common Powertrain Controller CPC Control Unit Hardware Fault. So it is detecting a hardware fault, and it's actually detecting it as a CPC2 hardware fault, when in fact this is a CPC4. Now before we begin our repairs, we do need to prepare the board by removing the conformal coating. If we do not, we could actually further damage the board. Now the conformal coating is that shiny layer that is weatherproofing this circuit board. To remove the coating, we'll use the conformal coating stripper that I've already put in this tank. We'll submerge the board for about 30 minutes and then check on our progress. Something I forgot to mention is I did preemptively remove the lithium battery from the board. We have let the board soak for a while. We're gonna go ahead and remove it. And you can tell the conformal coating is being eaten away by our chemical. So we're gonna do some scrubbing. And we are using a specialized MG Chemicals brush for this. And we're gonna go ahead and let it soak for another half hour, 45 minutes, and do another round of scrubbing. All right, I did do a little bit of off-screen scrubbing. Let's take a look at our current results. Now on the back, I cannot see any more conformal coating except for just a couple really small areas that we can spot check here. We'll do just a little more scrubbing on the front side. Now that we have finished prepping the board, we can start our repairs. Now the repair that we need to perform in order to fix this CPC4 is a reball of the processor chip. The common fault we see is cracked solder joints between the PCB and the CPU itself. When that happens, data cannot properly flow between the processor and the rest of the circuit board, which is why we get communication errors. And when we heat up the chip, it causes thermal expansion, which temporarily reforms those bonds. And that's why heating up that processor allowed us to communicate properly with the CPC4. Now, in order to do this reball, we are going to need to heat up the bottom of the board and the top of the processor chip simultaneously until we reach the solder's melting point, at which point we will be able to remove the processor and perform our reball. Our rework machine has just reached the solder's melting point. We're going to prod it real quick. We're making sure the solder has melted, and it does look like it has. So now we are going to be able to remove the chip. Now we are able to remove the old solder balls. We're going to apply a little bit of flux to help with the process and use our soldering iron to remove the old solder. To save time, we did complete the reball process of the processor off screen. This is the same exact processor we just removed a few moments ago. Now that we've finished reinstalling our reballed processor, we can go ahead and test it again. We'll go ahead and connect. And of course, this time around, we did not preheat the processor. Okay, and it looks like we are connecting. We're going to check out our fault codes. Taking a look at the codes, it looks like we have all codes stored, including the CPC hardware fault. Because we are able to fully connect, that does confirm our CPC4 is now fixed. We're going to go ahead and do the analyze and read all CPC4. If we're able to do this successfully, that means we'll have a good connection between the processor and the rest of the common train power controller. Now that we've confirmed the CPC4 is fully functional post-repair, we're going to want to weatherproof it, and to do that, we're going to use our own conformal coating. Now the conformal coating does have a very potent smell, so I'm going to do this outside, and we'll reconvene once the conformal coating has had a chance to dry. Here are the final results after the conformal coating has been applied. So we can see there's a much shinier layer now on the CPC4, and we can go ahead and put it back together. If you're interested in sending in your CPC4 for us to fix, we always offer a 1-year warranty on all of our repairs. You can either fill out the contact form on the nixelectronics.com website, or you can click on the link in the video description down below. Thank you for watching.